Welcome. I am Lexi from Lexi Rose Reads, and I have another Netgalley review here. This is book 2 in the Love and Fate series by Jeanette Rose and Alexis Rune, and it is a Hades and Persephone retelling. So I'll start off with going over the synopsis for you guys, and this picks up pretty much right where we left off. God of the dead, king of the underworld, the unseen, the renowned, trapped. Hades has finally claimed his fated queen, but at a cost that neither of them could have foreseen. Taken from his secure penthouse, he's transported into the heart of a carnivorous tree, which is sapping his power. In a moment of panic, he sends a call out hoping for relief, a distraction from the torture he's enduring. He's hoped Persephone would answer, but another god is the first to hear him, sending him the last place he ever wants to be, his memories. Goddess of Spring, the Maiden, the Mistress, the Vulnerable One, the new Queen. Queen of the Underworld was never a title Persephone Hesperina expected to hold, and yet if the crown fits right, Persephone is plunged into her new role, feeling completely unsupported by the god that put her there. A god that is not expected in the underworld for another month. But Persephone isn't so sure that her fated mate is living it up in the mortal realm. But will anyone listen to her concerns, and can she find him before time runs out? Nightmares plague them both, calling to them to fulfill the destiny that awaits them, one that has only just begun. Destiny, fortune, kismet, fate will not be denied. So the premise of this book, it got me. I mean, the first one got me, obviously, but this is book 2, so this is where going on, and it sounds like the whole plot of the book is that Hades is trapped and Persephone needs to free him. And this is where I've gone back and forth over my rating quite a bit on this one, because it was very strong. She was trying to find Hades, and this plot point is resolved within the first 40% of the book. That leaves 60% of the book where you're like, so what else? Because the synopsis did not cover anything happening besides freeing Hades. So it's like our major plot point here has been resolved within the first 40% of the book. That doesn't quite add up to me, you know? And this is what's caused me to go back and forth over my rating. Even while I was reading, I was like, oh, this is good, but like now we're resolved, and now it's really caused some inner turmoil for me on rating wise. And it does do one thing that I really, really enjoy, is where a next book in the series picks up right where we left off, which is always a bonus. I don't like when we skip time. I don't like time jumps, like drastic time jumps. I don't mind going back and forth in time, and like, this is what happened in the past, now we're in the present day. I don't mind that. But when we are like in one time and we're like, let's skip forward 10 years, that is not me, okay? And which really started to tank my rating on this one, like, we were strong at a 4.5, and I was like, this is going down to like a 2.5, because Hades is found very quickly, and he is freed very quickly. And I don't feel like this is a spoiler, because it literally says it's in the synopsis that he's taken. It doesn't say who took him, but this plot point is resolved really fast to me, and I expected it to be longer, to have it a bit more drawn out and more suspense of where is he. Like, girlfriends know where he is very quick. They know who did it very quick. Like, I just expected it to be at least drawn out over like 2/3 to 3/4 of the book, and you know, like I said, it was 40% of the book, not 66 to 75% of the book, and that's kind of where I was like, why did the synopsis so heavily focus on this? However, that being said, it does pick back up after they do find him. They go through, this is where also I was like, there's a lot of miscommunication, and I don't quite know why they can't just be adults and talk about things, get over it and talk to each other. Like, why are we being children about this? And I don't quite know why he's so hesitant to share what's going on mentally, and why she doesn't share it with him. I don't quite get it. I mean, I know they both are coming from backgrounds where it's not quite easy to open up, but at the same time, they're like mad that they're not opening up to each other, but they're not opening up themselves, and it doesn't quite make sense to me. But it does pick up after we get through their weird little fight stuff. which honestly takes up about 25% of the book. It's just them fighting, which maybe a little too much there, in my opinion. We pick back up. There is smut, you know. There's plenty of action that picks up, and both actual action and smut action. But we get the beginning of the next Titan War, because if you know anything about Greek mythology, the Titans were all imprisoned, and the Olympian gods took over. So the Titans escaped from their prisons in the underworld, and here's the little thing. Hades still has about a week to a week and a half where he can leave the underworld before he gets sucked back into it for his 6-month duration. Persephone cannot leave at this point, because once the curse was activated for her to be the queen of the underworld, she has to stay until it is the next cycle to exit the underworld in a little over 6 months now for her. So she is stuck there, but this Titan War really, really brings up the rating to me, because we're getting into some action. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. How are we going to capture the Titans? Also, a bit of a spoiler warning here, so if you don't want to listen, please probably skip to like the last minute or so of the video, I guess. Demeter is the one who took Hades. We know that at this point. And she ends the book by severing their mate bond, fate bond, whatever you want to call it. So, and she takes Persephone away, and Hades is healed because he, during the war, got injured and isn't healing. And Demeter is, oh sure, I'll heal him, but I'm going to sever your bond, and you're going to come back and live back here with me. All of this being said, overall, I'm going to give this book 4 stars, because I did like the beginning, and again, when they pick up with the Titan War, there's really just that chunk in the middle where they're just like constantly fighting. I'm like, bro, I don't get it. And the plot point resolving a little too quickly with finding Hades is what's going to bring the rating down for me. But overall, I had such an enjoyable time that, like, I have to go with a 4. So, the next one of these will be book 3, because I have already started book 3, which is why I can't say too much more, because I do not, I finished book 2 last night, and I started book 3 immediately today, and now my brain it's all mushed it together, and I don't quite know where the separation is. So the next one will be reviewing book 3. Bye, guys.